Hi everyone, my name is Kasim Mohammed Openachik and I'm going to be discussing the security architecture report today. This report assesses the existing security infrastructure, standards, procedures, and practices in place within the e-commerce organization in terms of protecting against a wide range of cybersecurity threats. We're doing a gap analysis after which following recommendations using NIST standards as well as ISO 2700 standards. The current landscape of this ecosystem consists of the payment gateway. And then the vulnerabilities that were found in central server, where the web server data the data certificators, and this is where payments are being made. It having a flat network segmentation is not a good way. It's also a public facing service, and an attacker can just have access to the network, considering it has a flat infrastructure. It was also because it's a public facing service because the public facing service and infrastructure is actually vulnerable to XSS injection, SQL, DDoS. And the fact that it has only one web server is actually a bad thing. The fact that because considering it hosts business records and transactions, there's no actual backup server in place for redundancy catches. As I mentioned, there's no network segmentation. There are no strong access controls, bad, and only one firewall existent, and so there are no internal or external firewalls or present. All of these are vulnerabilities that could put the company's assets at risk. The next slide will be talking about also, as regards employee workstations, there are no antivirus and malware versions that are up to date. There are no VLANs created to create segmented boundaries between departments, no form of access controls to manage who has access to what. There's no control on BYODs, which could inhibit log monitoring. As regards business requirements for an updated security infrastructure, there should be certain data protection technologies in compliance with privacy standards and regulations. There should be an ensuring of uninterrupted availability of critical systems in place by applying business continuity disaster recovery measures without a trade-off in operation efficiency whilst pursuing business goals and operations. With respect to recommendations, we recommend, according to this framework, the use of access control (IAM) technologies and defining and documenting types of accounts allowed and specifically prohibited for use within the system and monitoring of accounts, employing least privilege approach, and network segmentation, encryption of data on an end-to-end basis, the usage of security policies. With respect to recommendations, it's also important to test software and firmware updates, configure malicious code protection mechanisms, conduct security awareness trainings. Overall, defense in depth should be deployed as it uses multiple layers of protection tools, and that helps to have a fail safe or backup protection layer to stop further infiltration if there is a security attack in place. So prioritizing analysis with PCI information, it has to be with treatment with utmost importance to reduce the likelihood of a data breach, which could, adversely affect reputation, financial loss, and even competitive advantage. Now, it's important to set up a solid infrastructure in place, which may be expensive in the beginning, but it pays off down the line. There are phases to it, which are listed from phase 1 down to phase 7. United Security Architecture recommendations are paramount importance to safeguarding a company's assets, reputations, consumer trust, and credibility. Competitive edge and financial stability will be achieved with a solid security architecture put in place as part of the company's infrastructure.
Created using Powtoon.